Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to be doing this presentation today. It's going to be on power teams, as you can see. And why I'm excited to do this presentation, I'm excited to do most presentations, is that this one is actually going to help you build the group, give more referrals, which is the point of the referral partnership, and by doing that, we will get more referrals. So we're going to talk about today what a power team is, why those power teams are important to you. We're going to talk about who's in your power team, which power team are you in. We're going to talk about who you would like to expand. What are the categories we're looking for in this group? How can we find the right member for this group to add to your team? And the last thing we'll talk about is how do we strengthen the teams that we already have. So first, let's talk about what is a power team. A power team is a group of related professionals that have the same clients, that are sharing business with each other, but are not taking it away from each other. So it is a group of related professionals that use the same clients, but do not take business away from each other. That's what a power team is. Why are they important? They're important because 67%, 2/3 of the business you're going to get, is going to come from your power team. That's actually a proven fact out there in the world out there. It's the people in your industry, in your related businesses, that are going to give you the most business out there. So it's very important. Only 1/3 will come from the other side. So we want to make sure that we have the right power teams. We should have a minimum of 5 members per team. And I'll show you in a minute, there's a few teams that we have here that only have 4 members in them. So we certainly want to work on those. Also, a power team is synonymous for contact sphere. They are the same thing. We are looking for, again, people in the same profession, people in related professions that are looking to share business and increase each other's referrals. They're helpful also because they are out there increasing my knowledge. If I know what Jim does as a mortgage broker, and I know what Patty does as a real estate person, it's more helpful for me as a financial advisor. Not only does it increase my knowledge about what they do, but it helps increase the knowledge about what I do. So let's get into who are each other's power teams here. Or first, let's actually see here. Aha! This is not a very good screenshot. So let's close that and we'll scroll down. So what another local organization did was they put together a list of various power teams. We have 5 out of the 6 of these that are right here. And they were able to come up with common categories within these teams. And this should be a guide. I handed this out last week. This should be a guide to help you fill in the sheet that we would like you to fill in. Who should be in your power team? So the next question is, which power team are you in? And who else is in your power team in the group? So let's take a look at that here. Slowly working our way over. Here it is. I spent a little time going through the different members of the group, the current members of the group, and figuring out which power team you're in. You might be in more than one. You might be in one. You might consider yourself in the financial power team, and we might not consider you in our power team. It just depends. So these are the different power teams out here. This is a list I made up. You might not feel the same way, and I want your feedback. I want to understand what you think your team is, because that's really what's important, where you think you're going to get the most business from. But let's go through which teams are actually in the group. And then I want you to take a look at this. We passed it out today to see if you agree with where we put you in your power team. So right here, we have business services. So in the business service power team, we have, I could probably scroll over a little here. We have Gail and Jolene, both as business coaches in the business services. I also, as you can see, have them in the financial power team. I think they're in 2 different power teams out there because they're helping both the business services as well as the financial group. Kate, obviously, is a tech and energy broker. Perry, as an SEO person and web designer. Rob, as our illustrator. Joe, we're happy to have him here today, as our printer. So those are all the people that make up our business services power team. Moving down, there's the financial power team. That's what I'm in as the financial advisor. We have Jim Crowder as our mortgage person. We have Alicia as our tax and estate planning person. Steve, health and life insurance. Trevor, obviously, as our financial educator. Those are the people who make up our financial team. You can see the first two have 5 or more members in it. Moving down to our next one, health and wellness. Cynthia, who's our nutritionist, nutritional psychologist. Jackie, our massage and energy therapist. We have Dr. Craig, who's our chiropractor. And then we have Jen, who does our skincare. That's a group that we particularly want to work on to get it up to that 5 level and increase it even further from there. And what I want you doing through this process is you see the categories that are already in your team. What we're trying to do is build the group with additional members that you think we could add to these teams out here. We are a great group. We're very successful. We don't have to go out there and bring in any member, any different profession that's out there. We are trying to find the right profession, the right fit to build this group. Moving down, we have our home improvement, the other group called it trades. We have Barbie as our interior designer, Joe is our roofer, Mike Strand, our flooring person, Mike Finnessy, who does our carpets and sprinklers. Then we have Paul Carter, of course, our painter. Those are the people in the home improvement. Who can we get additional in that type of group? An architect, a business contractor, somebody who does concrete and driveways, maybe a landscaper. These are additions that we can build into that group that we're going to talk about in just a moment by getting everybody's feedback. And then the last one is our wedding services. We have photographer, who's Dana. We have my lovely fiancée, Shanti, who is in the floral design for weddings and arrangements. Steve Schaller, who's our stylist. And then the last one in there, Pat, who certainly can help out in this particular category of being a tailor. Also, you can see Trevor is not just in financial education, but I put him in business services. Jim is not just in financial, but he's also in property. Clearly, people who are working on people's homes and interior designers and stuff have need for mortgages, and he can fit in that category as well. So those are the categories that I broke up. I did spend some time on this, trying to think of where you guys fit in the overall power team out there. And now we're going to take some time with the homework that you had. I gave it out last week. Barbie emailed it out again. And go and call on a few people to see who we can add to the power teams that are out there. The top 3 people that you're really looking to add to your power team. So let's first start with Barbie. Barbie, who do you think we can add to your team to really increase the strength of this group? A builder, an architect, and a realtor. A realtor is on my list as well, because they cross the financial as well as the property gap. I think those are great categories to add to this group. Gail, what do you have written down as a couple of suggestions?
For me, it would be a recruiter. Many business recruiters have clients who are not ready for prime time, so definitely work with them. But a realtor also, new people into the market. The spouse may be employed, but the other spouse is not.
Okay.
Students, things like that. And then entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, absolutely. So we have realtor now doubled up. Seems like we really are looking for a realtor in the group, Patty. So who else would like to share the top 3 people they could increase their power team? Jim.
Well, realtor would be number 1. Property manager. Now, I don't know if we have a local credit counselor, but a lot of people could benefit from those services. Business for me, if I could refer back and forth. And of course, U.S. Senator.
U.S. Senator. We're trying to keep the group clean. I don't know if we're really looking for that. Yeah. Steve.
A contract HR.
Yeah.
Contract CFO.
Yep.
P&C. And payroll.
Yeah, P&C and payroll. And I want to point out that I did mine up here, as I asked you to do yours, so I'm certainly going to have mine. And right on here, I have credit counselor, real estate broker, I have property casualty person on my list. So there's a lot of crossover in the different teams out there. Would anybody else like to share who they have? Let's go with Jolene.
I would love to have somebody who's a seminar leader, someone who puts together large groups
presentations and seminars. And kind of similar, I'd like someone who works on career transformation. So
Okay.
exiting corporate and moving into an independent career.
Okay. Dana?
Web design,
Uh-huh.
graphic design, probably a human resources person.
Yep.
Wedding event planner.
Mm-hmm.
A personal stylist or color consultant, and pet care.
Okay, pet care. All right, everybody seems in here has a dog or a cat or more than one. Paul?
Yeah, I think an architect would be very useful,
Mm-hmm.
and a landscaper,
Okay.
and of course, a realtor.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jonty?
I have an odd one that I just thought of, a stager at home. Sometimes they need specific stuff inside when they're selling.
Okay. Yeah. That could be a really good one. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pass these sheets that you filled out to Barbie, and then I'm going to make copies of them. I'm going to give them out to you next week, and each week I'm going to highlight one of these categories that's going to be useful, or really 3 or 4 of these categories we're really trying to build. But you don't have to put your name on it. Yes, Jolene.
Can we talk just a minute about one of the categories? I felt that wedding services was too narrow.
Okay.
I was wondering if that should be more personal services.
Okay.
Because it's not just that event.
Sure. No, absolutely. We could expand these categories. This is a work in progress, and I want your feedback. We want your feedback on how to make it the right for the group. Yes.
Spa, an owner of a spa, like,
Uh-huh.
often have a whole group that they have the esthetician.
Yeah.
All the
Sure. Absolutely. Spa owner would be great. I personally am looking forward to being pampered, so that could really work. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is how do we actually make this happen?